10 things you are doing wrong in CSGO 2020. Since Counter-Strike Global Offensive's release in 2012, it's become one of the most popular esports in the world. On top of that, it's expanded with its own Battle Royale mode and heaps of new maps, and it's even gone free to play. While its core mechanics are relatively simple, simply point the gun towards your enemies and shoot, once you dip below the surface, Counter-Strike quickly proves to be a much deeper game than it first seems. With that in mind, we've gathered together the things you are probably doing wrong in CSGO. So if you are one of those new players enticed by that free Steam Games tag, this video is for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, and make sure you comment down below the mistake you are doing while playing CSGO. Communication gap. People who don't play CSGO think it's nothing more than a simple first-person shooter game. Wrong. While the concept itself is simple, it takes a lot of tactics and a well-thought-out strategy. If you are planning on winning any competitive matches, then you need to learn how to communicate with your teammates. Communication covers a lot of key aspects and is of utmost importance in a competitive game like CSGO. From not using the voice comms at all to excessively shouting at the microphone, players generally can't get the hang of using the in-game voice communication as effectively as possible. Don't speak about unnecessary stuff in the microphone. Only give the crucial information which you believe can put your team at an advantage. Reloading at the worst moment. If you've got a decent number of bullets left in your magazine and think an enemy is close, don't start reloading and get caught with your pants down. Reloading takes time, and you should only do it when you think you're safe from enemy fire. If you run out of bullets in a firefight, switching to your pistol is going to be much quicker than trying to reload mid-fight. Working on gunfights. You may be playing CSGO for 2,000 hours, but chances are you still don't have the proper idea on how to maximize your odds in winning a duel. No, gunfights aren't solely dependent on your aim. You need to refine your micro movements, but not move so much that you're at the point of spraying and praying. The general rule is, if your enemy is close enough, try to finish him off ASAP by aiming for the head and crouching yourself to dodge off the headshot attempt from the enemy. But when you're taking mid or long-range duels, you have to be constantly moving. Spraying isn't very effective at longer ranges. Try to shoot your bullets in a burst, throwing in occasional crouches and small movements to the left or right to make the enemy miss his mark. Dodging bullets is equally as important as hitting your own. You need to work to improve your dodging skills. Also, remember to refine your spray patterns to the point where you can easily transfer your AK spray from one opponent to another without getting lost. Imperfect aiming. It's little surprise that you won't get far in Counter-Strike without good aim. Movement, usage of utility, and team play is critical, but aiming is usually one of the aspects that you must master as you begin to get competitive. Who wants a bottom fragger teammate? One of the biggest hurdles even veteran FPS gamers face when approaching CSGO is learning how to aim. Hip fire is pretty much the only way, unless you're using a sniper rifle like the AWP. This, of course, means that hip fire works differently too. If you're standing still, the first shot you fire will land exactly where your crosshair is placed. So if you're struggling to land your shots, then remember that you can always stand still and tap once to get a 100% clean shot. Firing fully auto will change that dramatically. So even if your crosshair remains in the same spot, the bullets will move away from that dot, creating what's known as a recoil or spray pattern. Test this out by firing at a wall and not trying to compensate for the recoil. Most standing recoil patterns will rise vertically and then go side to side the longer you're firing. Learning these and how to counteract them with your mouse movements is one of the biggest skill gaps in the game. Vague movements. The vast majority of CSGO players are focused on getting better at aiming. Being able to click on the heads really well is the sexiest aspect of the game. Movement is an easy thing to take for granted. But like most areas of Counter-Strike, movement is its own discipline, something that takes a mixture of techniques, knowledge, and intuition. In actuality, the vast majority of CSGO players would benefit most from focusing on improving the way they move, on adopting new techniques, on learning how movement influences accuracy, when and when not to crouch, and so on. Sure, bunny hopping isn't nearly as effective as before, but proper moving techniques can get you out of the most impossible situations. Practice jumping, strafing, and long jumping. A well-timed jump from window to be short on Mirage can easily turn the tide of any round, and even the game. Forcing yourself to sit through a few minutes of video tutorials can unlock some epiphanies about bad habits and how to take your game to the next level. You know, the next thing you're probably doing wrong is not subscribing to our channel, Gaming Daily Input. We provide the tips and tricks about gaming that you need. It's a pretty easy 2-click job to subscribe and turn on notification icons. Got that done? Awesome. Let's jump back into the video. Not using smokes and flashes accurately. There are few things more important than utility when it comes to winning a game of Counter-Strike. Most CSGO maps have a few really useful spots to drop a CSGO smokes grenade or flashbang. Often, these spots will require you to bounce the grenade off a wall or perform some other trick to place the detonation precisely where you want it. There's nothing worse than getting only silence in return when you ask your matchmaking team if anyone knows any smokes. There's a ton of videos that will show you these spots and show exactly how to throw your smoke grenade to get it to land there for Dust 2, CSGO's most popular map. Once you know some of these, start up an offline practice match and start throwing some grenades around. There, the hardcore Counter-Strike community meets the casual, and the results aren't always pretty. Bad economy management. Economy is the key to winning a competitive game in any rank. Counter-Strike might look like a moderately simplistic game, but once you start watching and playing more, you'll begin to see its intricacies. It has a complex economic system that requires a good sense of mental math and critical thinking. You have to understand and manage your own team's economy and predict your opponent's financial situation. But with enough time, practice, and mental fortitude, you can easily learn to coordinate buys for you and your team without hesitation from pistol rounds to the end of the game. Be sure to keep track of what you can buy and what you'll need to save for the next round or two. One mistake newbies make is to save up the $800 you get in the pistol rounds. Don't do that. Buy up a Kevlar, a kit combined with utility, or simply just nades to get a tactical advantage. Remember that winning the pistol round is crucial and will easily land you the next 2 rounds due to the economic advantage it brings you. Also, other than eco rounds, focus on buying Kevlar every single round before buying guns, combined with a helmet if you're playing as a terrorist. A Kevlar not only reduces the damage you take from gunfire, but also negates the aim punch you can get by taking a bullet hit, which can completely throw off your accuracy. Remember to drop guns to your teammates with the extra cash you have. Buying as a team is essential for a team game such as CSGO. Impatience on CT side. One thing you will see time and time again in low-rank matches is impatient counter-terrorists. When playing as the CT side, assuming you're playing a Diffuser map, which is the predominant competitive game mode, your job is to hold down the bomb sites and not let the terrorists plant the bomb. If you are pushing up past the bomb sites and hunting around for terrorists, a smart terrorist team will simply wait you out and kill you when you push. Don't do it, and learn how to punish people for doing it when you're on the terrorist side. Not using map callouts. CSGO map callouts are special words that refer to various places on the virtual locations. By simply knowing them, you will be able to boost your progress significantly and probably even get better CSGO ranks. You tell teammates where you are, where you meet opponents, and they understand you. They give similar info, and you understand them. Counter-Strike Global Offensive is a team-based game. That's obvious. You can't become successful here alone. Even while playing with bots, you need the support from those bots. While playing with people, you should actively communicate to describe your position. to react quickly on the opponent's actions, and to come up with the best tactics possible. It's absolutely better to use short words for this communication, understandable with the lightning speed you need. We have made videos on the callouts for the most played maps. Check it out on the button above. Don't rage. This one's probably obvious to a lot of people, but CSGO can be a challenging and frustrating game when you're losing. Getting frustrated is only going to make you play worse, so try and keep a level head. And if you can't do that, at least don't broadcast your frustration over voice comms. No one wants to hear about how BS their team thinks the game is in the middle of a round. And if you're getting an earful from your teammates, then just mute them. Their toxicity isn't worth any callouts they might make. So at this point, just by doing the things above, you should be well on your way to being a decent CS player. You should be able to get into some low-level ranked matches and hold your own. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel and comment down some things you do wrong in CSGO. See you soon with more awesome videos.